Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation, and as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. That's in. Breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation, and exhaling tension on the outward breath. That's in. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to create an image in your mind of an icicle melting, and just see the dripping of the water from the top to the bottom. Perhaps you can see the sun shining off the icicle, but keep noticing that drip from the melted icicle falling downwards, quickly to be replaced with another droplet. It gathers weight until it passes the point of threshold and then drips down. Continue to breathe in that feeling of resourcefulness and exhale tension. And as you continue to see the dripping icicle, become aware of any feelings of tension in your body. It could be in your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, around your eyelids, your forehead. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, imagine that you're breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation that has a bright color. Maybe yellow, orange, pink or red. A bright, vibrant color. And as you exhale, imagine a darker color leaving your body in your outward breath, representing the tension that is just letting go, that you're releasing that tension, allowing it to leave your body, flowing away from you, enabling you to feel deeper relaxed as you continue to see that icicle melting away. In fact, that icicle represents tension locked into the muscles in your body, and see the sun on that icicle getting brighter and hotter. As that icicle continues to melt, and within you, you can feel feelings of tension melting away and leaving your body in your outward breath. But really feel that tension melting away, just like that icicle continuing to drip. See it dripping faster now, until there is no ice left in the icicle. As you feel that the tension is also melting away like that icicle. And with your body relaxed, I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a mountain range in Idaho. Perhaps you can see it from above, like the bird's eye view from an eagle. See the terrain for miles around through those eagle eyes. And then see someone that looks like you, except they look different to you. Slimmer, lighter, wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Perhaps walking or hiking at a pace faster than you would normally do that. But this is you in your future. This is you with a different relationship to food. And what you've lost in weight, you've gained in confidence, health, self-esteem, a feeling of connection with your own body. That's right. I want you to get a sense that you're now in that version of you, no longer seeing yourself from above, but in your own body, feeling what it feels like to be living in a future version of you where you've already lost the weight that you want to lose. Feeling lighter as you move, as you hike. And then rewind it back in time until you're arriving at an airport. Seeing the expression on the face of someone you care about compliment you on just how much weight you've lost. And scan your body for that feeling of personal pride, accomplishment. It feels good to be recognized for the effort that you've made. And I want you to imagine this person is asking how you did it. What diet are you on? What have you been doing? And hear the words leave your mouth as you say, I just eat 3 healthy meals a day. And as that feels like it's true, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine you're now back hiking on that mountain. And I want you to imagine there's a place on that mountain where you can see for miles around, you can see the blueness of the skies, feeling the sun on your skin. And I want you to create a giant cinema screen there in front of the mountain where you can see it hovering above amazing landscapes. And I want you to see someone that you believe makes unhealthy choices in their life that is contributing to their overall weight and health and lifestyle. See that person on the screen continuing to make those choices that you feel aren't useful to make improvements. And I want you to imagine if you were in control of their choices for just 1 month, you would see a radical difference in their body shape. And you're there on the side of a mountain looking up at this giant screen in the sky. And I want you to imagine you've got a remote control. And you are controlling this person's choices for just 30 days. But I want you to see that even over 30 days, those choices are starting to make changes. And what this person loses in weight, they also gain in confidence. Feeling healthier, happier, more comfortable in their own skin, sleeping better, more motivated, happier in their own bodies. And if it's obvious what you would do if you were influencing the life of someone less healthy than you, just let me know by nodding your head. And then I want you to imagine there on the side of the mountain is someone sat next to you that you consider really healthy. They've got a good relationship with their body. I want you to get a sense that you consider them to be slim. You consider them to be healthy, eating a diet that's nutritious, they're connected with a form of exercise that aligns with them. And I want you to imagine that they're next to you with a similar facial expression and a similar body posture as if they're teaching a class. And if you can see that healthy person that you know there right next to you on the side of that mountain, just let me know by nodding your head. You can teleport them. You could imagine seeing them perhaps in a yoga studio or where they normally would be. Join them there and then bring them with you to the side of that mountain. And then I want you to imagine that screen that was showing you that person that you think generally is not healthy is now showing you on that screen. But it's going to be your healthy friend that makes choices with this version of you, and imagine them doing that for 30 days. Sometimes it's useful to see someone else's perspective influencing our life in a different way. Not because you have to follow any of these suggestions, but just because one idea might inspire you, influence you. So a seed of an idea that then becomes a powerful habit in the future, and see what someone else would do if they were in control of your life for 30 days. All of the eating choices, what to buy, where to keep food, how much to eat, when to eat, how much water to drink. But also, see them in control when that version of you on the screen feels like there's a need for a reward, that it's time for something. And see what that person influences you to do when it's time for something, as a form of line in the sand to accomplish something before you move on to something else. And then perhaps they see you on that screen, maybe looking bored, maybe working at a desk or a table, and there's snacks around. But they're controlling your inner dialogue, they're controlling the choices you make. Maybe someone offers you something, and see yourself on screen just saying, "Not for me, thanks." That even when there is availability, you couldn't care less. And if you can see that version of you on that screen, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And then see you on that screen at a different time when it's obvious that you're feeling hungry in between meals. But that version of you on the screen doesn't mind if they're hungry, as they think back to previous generations that were quite happy to live on 2 or 3 meals a day, and that snacks are a relatively new invention, and that it's completely okay not to eat in between meals. In fact, your body likes a gap in between meals so your body can digest, so your body can conserve energy, so your glycogen level, that blood glucose level, just goes down just enough for you to lower your insulin levels and train your body to feed on body fat in between meals, especially when you sleep. So see that version of you on that screen with the attitude of, so what if I'm hungry? It's not long till my next meal. And then see yourself choosing, preparing, and eating delicious meals. See yourself eating them slowly, preparing them well, chewing them slowly, enjoying the smells, the taste, the textures, the flavors, in no rush, able to enjoy food, but not need to binge on food. In fact, I want you to see that version of you on screen, hungry and bored, and after you've accomplished something, and being close to some chocolate chip shortbread. And I want you to see that version of you on that screen, choosing to do something else rather than eating as a form of reward, having an ambivalent attitude to that chocolate chip shortbread, not even tempted even if it's there. And then see what that version of you says, even though you're hungry. I don't want this, I don't need this, so what if I'm hungry? And I want you to see a version of you that seems to be in control. And they don't need to be in control all of the time, because every positive choice creates a new strand of a neural pathway that could be a future habit, a life-changing habit. Rewind all of these scenes on the screen and then climb into the version of you on the screen where you have a different relationship with food now. Imagine that you've accomplished something that normally you would treat with food, but instead feel how you would feel to treat yourself with something else. Maybe music, maybe a glass of water, maybe something else, but something that your brain is starting to connect to the idea of this is a reward of some kind, and it doesn't have to be food. And then maybe imagine a time where you're more likely to be bored, and imagine that there are snacks available. But hear that inner dialogue loud and clear. So what if it's available? And that so what is so powerful because it closes a loop so you don't even desire them anymore. And then imagine you can feel what it feels like to be hungry. And there's so many definitions of hunger. A shrinking stomach, low energy levels, seeing some food and just wanting it. Some people would call hunger. And I want you to accept the suggestion that just because you're hungry doesn't mean you need to eat. That it's totally fine to be hungry and not eat. In fact, it's healthy, it's useful to train your body to get used to burning excess body fat as an energy source. But feel that inner dialogue of, so what? I don't have to eat, I don't need to eat. Permeating your mind to every cell in your body, now meaning that you are the decision maker of what to eat, when to eat, and how much to eat. Imagine you're back there on the side of the mountain and see the whole large screen disappear. And I want you to get a sense that you're about to return to the present, but taking these new ways of thinking with you. New ways of thinking about what it means to make different choices. That progress is more important than perfection. And that this is about training your mind to make different choices through positive reinforcement. All of this, the mountain, the blue skies, the slim version of you in the future, and the giant cinema screen in the sky is just thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams, as you return to the present with a new plan, a new idea about what healthy eating means to you, and most of all, that there is no need, no desire to eat between meals. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. That's it. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Get a sense that you're in your body right now. That's it. As I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling that a page has turned, a new chapter has started, where you are the author of your relationship with food. Starting to count 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.